Hey guys, here for another video. I know once again I'm coming back fairly quickly on the left and the right and all that wazamataz. This time I'm here to look at another Lego movie set. I don't have the box, but you can rest assured that it is the Metalbeard's Duel set, which I did find a couple of times a little bit hard to ramble off to say. Metalbeard's Duel set, and I think I was able to stumble over my words quite a few times during this recording. Not this one, but for the audio that you'll see hopefully in a moment. Great little set, lot of fun, totally worth the money that you spend, I think, anyway. So let's start funnying around, as they say in the biz. I say that, no one else does. And yeah, let's have a look at some Legos, son. Yeah, build some bricks.
So here's everything you get in the Metalbeard's Duel set. And since there's no bits of scenery in this one, we'll take away the main attractions and save them to last and look at the minifigures first. Let's take the other two away first, as usual, and start off with Frank the Foreman. That's just the camera there. So, Frank the Foreman, what you got to show us, sir? You've got really good print chesting, that's for sure. A bit of abs and whatnot, and some nice pants. A good bit of back printing as well. No double face, unfortunately, but let's zoom in on that one face as we go in closer. And there we go, that's better. I do like Frank's little face. He's got a quirky little grin and a mighty beard, and just look at that man. He's a manly Lego man, and he's one that will rough you up hard. If only he came with a wrench or something, he'd be fully evil and could wrench people in the face. He works well with Emmett as well. I'm sure they're buddies of some description. Not seen the movie yet, so hard to say, but let's move on to another one. That, of course, being this dude, the Robo-Swat. I think is what he's called. He's a SWAT robot, I guess. I really do like the printing on this. I love his little badge and his belts and zips, and this gun's pretty cool. I like the fact it's got a clip on it. So, I don't know, you could probably clip it onto things in the future if you wanted. And he's got a tiny little radio in his back pocket, which is pretty fun. Got a little helmet, which has the visor with the logo on top. And again, we have creepy robo teeth. Noble double face print again. He's very similar to the Execubot. Or Executron bot, or whatever he was called from the Cuckoo Cloud Palace set, if I can just get him. Here he is. I'm arresting you, officer. Yeah, they work well together. I like him more without shades, so you can see his scary eyes. Again, he looks better, I think, without a robo hair. But let's put some hair on him. Yeah, to me it just doesn't work. It doesn't seem quite right to have a robot with hair. I'm sorry, my robo-racism is kicking in hard again. But if we kill this dude, he might turn into this Skeletron, which is an awesome name. It seems to just be a robotic skeleton, a la Terminator, with his creepy eyebrows. He does have moving limbs, unlike some skeletons I used to get. I think this is a Ninjago thing. But I love the fact that this is what the robots are like without their skin, as they kiss there, because it's not creepy at all. That's all we've got to say on minifigs anyway. And it's actually a nice little bunch of them. Not many, but you know, you get the gist of the set overall. We'll move on now to the Micromanager, and although this was actually kind of a boring build, I actually like the overall look of it. It looks like something GLaDOS would use from Portal, and Portal 2, of course, to just like pick up those little turrets and throw them around and say, "You're not doing your job right, you're fired." In the end, I think it's turned out to look quite nice. It looks sinister and it looks like something you could army build, which I won't be able to afford, but I'd like to see lots of these things in the movie, if possible, of course. It does have a little bit of articulation to it, so let's look at that now. Let's start off with the legs. They move inwards like this, just because they're on that kind of joint, so you can do it to both of them and have them with a weird stance. It's a bit pointless, but there you go. The legs here on the top are on this kind of hinge, and that's as far forward as they go. That's as far back as they go. It has a knee joint, which can go really far back and a bit far forward. And then we have an ankle joint. No ankle tilt, but we do have some toe movement. And this basically means he doesn't have much in the range of motion. I mean, we can tilt him back, and he'll stay a little bit balanced, and then tip him forward a bit. He's always got to be kind of like in a chicken walk mode, I'm afraid. There is very little. He will not do walking, unfortunately. His arms do move. They are with a little joint here, so it can swivel around, and we have multi-joints in the arm. I would almost like to have more of these joints, just to make it move more and be a bit longer. to grab more people. That might be a bit better, but you know, this does the job. You can have him like rub his claws together. And the cool thing about the claws is if we get a minifig, come on, Emmett. No, okay, we'll try the other one. What you can do is you can get him to hold people, and he's just going to look at them and go, I have determined that you are no longer fit for the company, or whatever they do. He's got a little wheel on the top here, which I like the idea of unscrewing that to then open the top up. We do have a cockpit in here, which I'll try and get a better shot of. Let me, if you just excuse the zoom for the moment. And, okay, let's focus, and let's grab a light source. Where are you, light? There you are. There's not much to the interior. Oh, there we go. There's not much to the interior, as I say. We do have some clear bricks to make him glow red. I do find it a little bit difficult to put in a minifig, even if they're not holding a gun. Get off. There we go. They can't stand up in here just because, well, of the helmet or the hairpiece doesn't go in too well. So you've got to make them sit down if you want to have all their accessories on. And maybe my hands are too big, but there's not much room to just kind of squeeze them in there. I needed to kind of take it apart, but it's no issue for kids. I'm not a child, I'm a man, so whatever. Around the back here, we do have this random thing, which seems to have no purpose, so I go, how about we just do that? You know, why not? He's just hanging out. Maybe his hair falls off. And it's like, no, my bald cap, or my wig. He does have flick missiles. I like how they're deployed. I like that they're from the sides. But yeah, unfortunately, it is more flick missiles. And how they work? Well, you flick them. Boom. Boom. Yeah. Flick missiles. A bit dull, but they'll get the job done, I suppose. All this bit here is not accurate to how it is on the box because I've moved pieces around, and you do get extra bits so you can have more red bits on, so I put in as many as I could just to make him a bit more unique, I suppose. I do like that. It's nice. Anything else? I think that's about it for this Micromanager. So we'll move on to the main event, which is, of course, Metalbeard himself. And my god, if Metalbeard is not impressive, he is. He's everything that steampunk aims to be, with a lot of fun included into it as well. It's just a really smart and clever build. I had a lot of fun putting this together, I'll be honest. And I love all the bits of pirate aesthetics, like the cannon arms, the chest, which is a treasure chest. He's got a parrot on his shoulder, he's got a shark on his arm, he's got a peg leg. He's even got like a little funnel for the steam to come out of. It's just a really, really fun build, and it just looks so good. It's just so much fun. I do find the beard, though, for Metalbeard not to really make me think of a beard, though. I think of it more as a container that has his heart and lungs. I just don't feel it looks much like a beard here, but that's just my personal way of looking at things. Articulation-wise, he's not doing too bad for himself. Let's start off with the peg leg. Peg leg can go forward and back on a ratchety joint. It can also go, well, we can spin this bit for no particular reason. It can go in and out. That's all that leg can do. This leg has a bit more to it because we have a super ball jointy foot, so ankle tilts like crazy, like no tomorrow. A really nice design. And again, the top of the leg here just kind of goes like that. He has a waist joint, which is nice and smooth. Come on. There we go. What else? We'll start off with this arm. We have ball joint and a ball joint there, so we can move these around. Unfortunately, the cannons can move on their own as well, but unfortunately, the wheel on the back here can knock against these parts, which can be a tad annoying for positioning, but we also have the cannons, which move slightly as well, but you can work with it. You just need to play around and whatnot. The shoulder pads move up and down a little bit, which is kind of nice. We have the head here, which is, of course, can rotate, and it's just a tiny little stud. I do find that the head comes off maybe a little bit too easily. Like when I'm just wanting to move the head, it usually pops off more so than anything else. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame, but it's not a huge issue. The arm here, we have individual fingers to move, though I don't feel they make the best grippy hand, and I'll show you what I mean later on. That's the best you're gonna get, I'm afraid. Shark's mouth opens because, hey, it's a shark. That's what they do. Ball joints in the arm as usual. And if we just get him to stand up properly there. One thing to mention, I do like the fact that we have a peg leg here, and he is stable on it. Features, I suppose, we'll move on to. We have an anchor which can attach to a chain, so maybe he kicks and the anchor comes off. That'd be kind of cool. Get back on there, sir. And I like how it swings. It makes me happy. I'll show you how a cannon works. I like the fact that the wheel on the back here can move as well. I forgot to mention that. And it stores your ammo for the cannons. We pull a part off. And if you don't know how the cannons work, well, you get one of these bits, you put it in there, you pull it back, boom! And there it's gone. It's gone flying. So let me just get that. I think I'll need it. I found it. It was on the floor. Oh, I have a grey carpet as well, so that didn't help. So let's just put that back on there. And yeah, that's that feature. Oh, the chest, of course, it opens. I added this bit of chain because I liked it. And inside the chest, we have some bones, and for some reason, we have a sausage. We have no gold, just bones and one sausage. Hang on, there we go, one sausage. So if he's hungry, you know, he's got his packed lunch inside his stomach, or maybe this is where his food goes and is digested. I don't know. I really don't. I like the idea of that, though. That's kind of neat. You can pull the shark off, and I like to pretend it's a rocket and it flies towards people and blows up. A la Despicable Me, Despicable Me 2, I should say. What else we got? We've got the big feature here, which is his cutlass, which is pretty badass. It's on a little joint, so it can move and pose a little bit, so it shouldn't get too much in the way. Mine is a little bent, though, but my cutlass, I mean. We can get him to hold it, of course. It's actually quite a cool sword. So actually, let me show you. The sword's pretty cool. I like the shape of it. It looks like a cutlass, and when I built it, I was like, oh man, this is actually pretty cool. So he can hold it. It's really only supported by the one finger, and then you just kind of make the fist like that. I will say the problem is it's not held particularly well. He does hold it, don't get me wrong, but it does... Come on, get back in there. There we go. It does wobble around a little bit. It would have been nice if there were some pieces, I don't know, to make it a bit more secure if they thought about the hand placement. But that's all of his articulation. And that's all of our set, guys. Obviously, Metalbeard is the main star of this set. He's a fantastic figure, a lot of fun, and I still think he just looks great. He's just a lot of fun. The Micromanager is surprisingly good, if not a little bit boring to build, and the minifigures are kind of okay. They're not the best, they're not the worst, but they do the job. Overall, I do think this is worth your money. I think 30 quid for these 2 robots and 3 little minifigs is well worth it. So go out there and grab it, and hopefully we'll see this stuff for the movie, which should be out fairly soon. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll have more to come in the future, as usual, and I will catch you next time for something less Lego-y and maybe more Japanese. Depends how I feel and what I really want to review. So until then, guys, I'll catch you later.